Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected. Find out how to choose an internet service provider. Discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, they're holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing. If you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Time for
Hello, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well today. I see we have people back from their work weeks. Mark, how are you? Glad to see you. Erica's also here. And I have to say thank you to Erica for 5 months a member. Thank you. I hate it how it cuts me off before we start. I hate it when judges cut me off. I hate it when this cuts me off. But, you know, I set it up, so I could learn how to figure it out. Hi, Peter. How are you doing? Vivian's here. Lori's here. Hunter's here. Miss me? You know where to find me. I'm right here. Glad to hear that, Mark. We always worry when our friends disappear for a little while. Oh, thank you, Jim. You're so sweet. So I have a story to start us out, and then we will get on with court. I spent a little bit of today what I would call doom scrolling, which is when you're scrolling and you're scrolling and you're scrolling and you realize, maybe should I not be scrolling still? But regardless, you're still scrolling. And I came across a short, because I am a YouTube girl. Let's just be realistic. You're not going to find me on TikTok or Instagram. I'm a YouTube girly. Do you hear that, YouTube daddy? I'm fucking loyal to you. Anyways, I came across a short of this girl. She was gorgeous, beautiful, a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. And she had her hair in a messy bun. Something, oh, look at, hello, green screen. You can almost see it. She had her hair in a messy bun, and it was like the quintessential messy bun that was perfect, that I've never been able to do. My hair doesn't have any volume. So even though I have very long hair, putting it up on top of my head results in a floppy thing. Okay, a floppy bun. It's just the way it is. I could tease it, you know, and make it like that, but it's not how my hair is, and that's okay. But so I was distracted by her beauty and her messy bun. And then I started listening to what she was saying. And she was explaining that she was about to reveal for the first time to her husband. Now, she explained it like this: he's never seen me with my hair up. And I'm looking at her perfect messy bun thinking, really? I mean, if that was in my fucking toolbox, I would wear that a lot. I already do, and it's not that good. And she proceeded to explain that he had never seen her ears. They were married. She was now married a week. And she worded it like this. She said, he's stuck with me now, so I'm going to show him my ears. And I thought to myself, did I hear that properly? Is this the get? Is this going to make me watch this again? Of course it did. But she wasn't lying. Like, she literally went and did this reveal to him with her thing on, and she was really nervous about it. Here's the thing. Her ears were not terrible. They didn't even stick out. They were not the first thing I noticed. Remember I said she was a 10 out of 10? Like, with her hair up, I called her a 10 out of 10. Okay? And I was just like, this girl hasn't shown. I said, have I been doing sex wrong, or has she been doing sex wrong? Because I know that we don't necessarily put things in our ears, but how do you not have seen somebody's ears? I mean, do you not, how is she giving blowjobs? You got to tie your hair back for that, hun. She had a lot of hair. How do you focus on hiding your ears? I was stunned. And then, you know, like, yeah, he married her without knowing what her ears looked like. Although I'm going to suffice it to say that he probably, because I don't know if any of you guys have seen the red flag, green flag guy on YouTube Shorts as well, who jumps around with a giant flag based upon how people react in videos. And I was like, he reacted so green flag because she goes down the stairs and she barely won't even come over. She won't even come over. She's like, you got to come here. And you can hear in her voice, she's scared. Unless she's a 10 out of 10 actress, right? And so I'm like, oh God. And so he walks over into the frame, and ostensibly he's looking at what I just saw and called a 10 out of 10. And he loves it. He goes, you look so cute. You look beautiful. You're amazing. He really reassures her. She doesn't buy it. She's like, you can tell she didn't really buy it, but he was a green flag all the way through. It was nice. Then I got to thinking to myself, was this her thing? Like, did she worry about this? Did she think at night, like, oh, is he going to look at my ears? Like, did she sleep in a manner that protected her ears from being seen? I have so many questions. Then I go, maybe you could find out more, Paisley. You could click on her username. Why don't you go check out her channel, you know? This woman, this channel, they have over 100. They got a fucking YouTube play button. I'm thinking, do I have to go back and look through her content to see if she's had an ear reveal before now? Was she fucking playing me on this, or was she playing him? I don't know. I haven't got that far yet. This was a couple hours ago, and I did move on to other things after having a long talk with myself about why I cared so much about her ear phobia. Or not her ear phobia. She didn't have an ear phobia. She just had a feeling that he thought he would think she was ugly when he saw her ears. And like I said, when I first saw her ears didn't even stick out. Well, that has nothing to do with what we're doing today. We are going to watch some divorces, and that is a terrible segue. Thanks for being here. If you haven't yet liked the video, please do. I don't have 100,000 subscribers, and my ears are tiny. I have baby ears. I talk about them all the time. So do me that solid. And we are going to watch some Judge Kirkham, though. He is dealing with divorces today, and I am dressed in an ode to one of the girls who came to her divorce, wearing this. And loud, yeah, you walked in on one of my weird ramblings. And Mark is over here trying to secure people with a free membership so that they won't leave regardless. Thank you so much. Oh my God. In the middle of the story. Do you know what the reason I told that story? First of all, thank you, Mark. I really appreciate that. The reason I told that story is because I myself read in the comments, this woman said, you know, is this not a really good sign about people thinking that their biggest flaw is so serious and yet nobody else really notices it? Is like, take this as your sign that was, you know, that's the way it is. And so I laugh a little bit, but anyway, so my sister's a hairdresser. I asked her recently, would you, it sounds so stupid when I say it. I said, would you consider that I have dark hair or gray hair? Like, in my mind, the gray hair that I see is so prevalent that I would consider myself gray haired, not dark haired. But seeing myself in the camera, and then also thinking about it in relation to the girl's ears, I'm gonna assume that no, Paisley, you have dark hair. Yeah, you have gray hairs in there for sure. We're not gonna do a deep exam, but I just wore my hair the way it is tonight naturally, as an ode to her ears, but also her absolute braveness of doing that, or her incredible ingenuity in getting me to watch her channel a couple times, give it a follow, talk about it. I mean, maybe she's just smarter than me. Mark, thank you again. You're so sweet. 20 new members. We have a members only tomorrow. We do them every Sunday. We didn't do it last Sunday. You'll have to forgive me. I was filling in as the West Coast correspondent for a police chase that broke out last Sunday that was intense and was honestly pretty cool. So that was my thing for last weekend, but tomorrow we have members only that I've already been working on, crafting it together. And so you can look forward to that. Thank you again. Look at Julie popping out of the woodwork. Hi, Julie. You can thank Mark for that. I do. Anyways, you've now talked for 11 minutes and 30 seconds. So why don't we watch some court? Okay. This is your vein setup with the judge over here tiny and me big, but I guess I'll put it down. Hi, Martha. Hi, everybody. We are in Judge Kirkham's court now. Bev is here. Oh, guys, tell me what you have for dinner. If you didn't like what you had for dinner, tell me what you wish you had for dinner. Also, tell me, did you see your partner's ears before you married them? Is that not 100% poll? I feel like, is this a sleeper thing that's happening where people are hiding their ears? Judge, we have a serious problem. So tell me in the chat. Hi, Casey Carey. I'm having a weird night.
Mr. Woodworth, can you hear us now?
Hello, good afternoon. This is Ed Woodworth.
Okay, hold on. Let me get us on the record officially, and I'll call this case. The 37th Circuit Court is now in session with the Honorable Brian K. Kirkham presiding.
Oh, Aaron, I am 36 years old. I started getting gray hairs in my 20s. My sister confirms there's more than there looks like. And again, we're not going to do a deep dive. We don't need to do that. That will hurt my soul. But I haven't been dyeing it on purpose and letting it grow out so that I can go blonde, which will cost a lot less money if it's grown out. But I started going gray way a long time ago, but have dyed my hair for a long, long time. Did I? Oh, you had pasta. I was like, Courtney's trolling me, trying to make me say pasta. Apparently Americans say pasta, but I say pasta, and I think that it slaps. Oh, yes, Chuck posted his dinner on the Discord. Dang. Now, Vivian, that's what I wanted for dinner. That's what I wanted. Also, here's a little lesson for you. Don't put pens to your face because sometimes there's ink on them. Do you know how many times I've been in a meeting and somebody's been like, what's on your face? Because I chew on pens. Anyways. I know, and you're funny. Oh. The reality is, I think it's just how your body is that you get gray hairs at some points or whatever. I don't know how to explain it. I was stressed.
It is Monday, August 5th, 2024 at
Not anymore.
1:18 p.m. for case number 2024-1537 CB, Capital Office versus 3i Technologies. Attorney Pollack for the plaintiff via telephone, Attorney Woodworth for the defendant.
Good afternoon to both of you.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon.
We'll start with Mr. Pollack first. This is a status conference. Mr. Pollack, tell me what's happening in the case.
Yeah, happy to. Ed and I have had several conversations about a possible settlement I've made a settlement offer to them. He and I had talked about doing some informal discovery regarding, I had offered some feedback as to the state of the office market in Battle Creek, Michigan, which isn't fantastic at the moment for us. And so I offered to provide some of our internal experts' marketing efforts and time that they've had to attempt to obviously mitigate, find a new tenant. But as you can imagine, it's just been slow. I think the feedback we got from one of the local brokers outside of my company, the Hinman Company, there have been in the last year, the deals that she's worked on, there have been two new deals and office deals into the downtown Battle Creek office market. So despite our best efforts, we haven't been able to find a replacement tenant. So I gave Mr. Woodworth what I thought was a reasonable offer that had some upside for his client. And I can go into that if you'd like, but we've been talking, having.
Sir, you're an attorney. We don't talk about settlement negotiations. I don't know why you're putting any of this on the record. Also, I mean, our downtown where I live is very bad, but that sounds terrible. I don't know. Maybe get the Downtown Business Association to rent some places. I don't know. Make them art galleries in the meantime, free art galleries to draw people downtown. Look, there's two fucking solutions for you.
Good discussions, and so that's kind of where we're at. Maybe that was more informal than you were looking for, but that's the status.
That's fine. No, I just wanted to know where you at. Have you done mediation at this point or not?
We're scheduled on August 22nd to meet at 8 a.m. Is that right, Ed?
Yes, that's correct. We're meeting with Judge Fisher.
Fisher, okay. He does an excellent job on getting resolution of these cases. Okay, what we'll do is I won't take up more of your time. I'll let you go so you can finish the mediation, and I'm sure we have a date for a settlement conference after that. And we'll just get back together then and see if mediation's been successful or if we end up having to set it for trial.
Your Honor, before we adjourn, I do have one quick request for you, if I may.
Okay.
Currently, last time we had met in July, we had adjourned all deadlines 30 days while we went through this informal process. We would have liked mediation to happen sooner, but it just didn't. I would ask that we could have another 30 days on all of the deadlines.
Well, we already signed.
Thank you. Yeah, right. I did not do an interview with a crackhead. Wow, so generous. I so appreciate you. If any of you didn't know, the 60K celebration for Credence and Mikey got rescheduled to tomorrow, so you can still join and be part of it. There will be a lack of crackheads at it as well as here. So that's awesome. Thank you so much, Mikey. Seriously, appreciate your support as always. What a night we're having. Crackhead free, but still a little crazy.
And well, with this, there was a stipulation from July, adjourning third. Should we reschedule the settlement?
I would be okay with that as well.
You're okay, Mr. Pollack?
Yep.
Okay, we'll give, it's earlier on, we'll give you an additional 30 days. And Mr. Woodworth, if you would do an order to that effect, because quite frankly, I'll tell you, if we don't have an order, I won't remember that 60 days from now.
Makes sense, Your Honor. We'll take care of it.
Okay, thank you. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you all.
You too.
You too.
Should I reset the settlement to October?
Yeah.
Also,
Except for
Ed is
September 30.
obviously
Okay, I will
related
set that and send
to
it.
Rob
Thank you.
Eastwood.
Let's move on
Did he
here.
blink at
Okay,
all?
Who else is ready there? Mm,
Loud, you're right. You know, crackheads are also people's family. We should remember that. It's actually not that hard to become a crackhead. I mean, there's a couple lines you have to not draw, like not cross, but
Let me try the Gallagher.
I'll tell you this, I am not
Okay,
afraid of
that's
people,
it.
drug addicts. I'm not afraid of homeless people. I interact with them often and without sort of prejudice. You guys may have seen, I posted a video once of a guy having a mental health crisis on a bus, and everybody else was freaking out on the bus, and I offered him marijuana to get off the bus, which he did. So I successfully diffused the situation. But I just usually, you know, people like that are not about hurting people. They're just in a bit of a crisis. But, you know, when you put it on YouTube, I put that one as unlisted, I think. I wasn't trying to boast or anything. I just literally videotaped it, and then it was just in the inside of my purse, but it was fucking hilarious because everyone else is freaking out. And I just was like, what if I give you some weed? Will you get off the bus? And he was like, huh? I was like, weed to get off the bus? He's like, yeah, okay. And I just pulled out the weed and gave it to him, and he got off the bus, and we all went on our way.
Mr. Colzer, can you hear us?
Yes.
I'll go ahead and call your case now. So
Do they look
this is
okay?
now case 2023-492 CB. Gallagher Industrial versus Diamond and Silo 59 LLC. It's Monday, August 5th, 2024 at 1:24 p.m. Attorney Colzer for the plaintiff, and I do not have defendant counsel here.
Okay, Mr. Colzer, enlighten me, what's happening and why is Mr. Delaggy not here?
Well, good afternoon, Your Honor. First, I'm not sure why defendant's counsel is not here. I can speak as to the status. Since our last status conference with the case, I haven't received any update from defendants, nor has Mr. Brody, as to the status of the receivership. The defendant is in receivership, and that's operating as a stay in this case. In talking with Mr. Brody, I understand that perhaps that receivership might have been up on a appeal as to some issue. So as it stands currently, Your Honor, we understand that there's still a receivership in place that's operating as a stay here. We are in the dark a little bit as to what the status of that receivership is, as we're waiting on more information from defendant's counsel.
Okay. Why don't we do this? I'll do this for the last time. I'll set it for about 30 days out.
30 days out, Lori.
Yeah.
30 days out.
Any contact with the defendant's counsel, tell them they need to be here the next time around.
Very good.
Okay?
I can do that.
Okay, thank you. You're free to go.
Absolutely.
Good day.
Thank you, Your Honor. You as well.
Okay.
Also, you guys, my hair, I slept with it braided last night. This is the result. I'm sure some of you can see the kinkiness in it. I can feel it still. It's so hard to get that across. Oh, on my chest. There, you see? It's not straight. Oh my God, a ginger. Holy shit.
Mr. Holderman, can you hear us now?
I can. Good afternoon.
Okay. Let me go ahead and call. Can you hear us also, Mr. Stewart?
We have Mr. Zosmer too.
He's not here.
Your Honor, if I may. I talked to Ms. Dosmer over the weekend. I emailed, and he is out of the country. He was under the understanding that we were not required to be at this hearing, but I could not confirm that, so I'm here today. But he was.
Well, it's a status conference, and it's hard for me to determine the status when I don't have any attorneys there.
Understood, Your Honor.
Let me call this case. So this is 2023-3197 CB.
He's calling the case. Oh, thank you so much. You guys are amazing. Also, I was saying 30 days because that's how long he set out the hearing. Top of the morning to ya. Top of the morning. Do you guys know it's Edinburgh Film or Fringe Festival this week? I think this month, maybe the whole month. Also, I shouldn't have worried about Todd over there. Look at John's fucking hairline. I mean, Jesus Christ, it looks like the wing of a Boeing plane sticking out on his forehead, which is rude, Paisley. You should not speak like that about people, okay? Thanks, Aaron. I'm terrible.
LAFCU versus Orbit Marketing and Joshua Thompson. It is Monday, August 5th, 2024 at 1:27 p.m. Attorney Stewart for one of the defendants and John Polderman, the interested party. I do not have attorneys elsewhere.
Okay. Mr. Stewart, enlighten me then, now that we're on the record, what's happening in the case and what would lead Mr. Zosmer to think?
At this point, Your Honor, I believe on his email, he stated that he thought you had mentioned on the record that we would not need to be here, that only Mr. Polderman was.
Okay.
I wasn't able to personally confirm that, so I did appear.
I would have to go back through the records and see. I don't recall that, but well, enlighten me, Mr. Polderman. What's happening in the case?
Your Honor, so the property has been listed. There was a short gap, I guess, in my control over the property because the plaintiff had filed a Chapter 11. We had stipulated to the automatic stay being lifted, so this case effectively reopened. The defendant, Josh Thompson, has been cooperative. One of the challenges is that this is actually two houses. One is on a road and easily accessed. The other one is a house on an island in the middle of the lake. So I need either a pontoon boat or a barge or a kayak to get to the property. And Mr. Thompson, as luck would have it, is the owner of the boat and the barge. So I need to coordinate with him to get to the lake, to the island house. So he has been cooperative. We have listed with the property with a broker, Mary Nunneman of 5 Star Real Estate, who's also co-brokering with a broker out of Chicago to try to tap that market as well. We've been active, I think, as far as the listing for a little over 2.5 weeks now. We did get an offer right out of the gate for $1.2 million. We had listed the property at 2.2. We countered that person at 2 million, and I want to say they verbally came up to 1.5, but said they wouldn't come up any higher. So we'd like to test the market a little bit more.
A $2.2 million lake
and
house?
hopefully that attracts some interest here. We've also spent some money on maintaining the landscaping. The island house
How? You didn't get there.
has a substantial amount of landscaping for everything from a waterfall to mulch and rose bushes and trees. So there's just a lot of upkeep that's needed.
Hold on. Mulch and rose bushes and trees? Sir, you've just described everybody's yard in the whole world, pretty much? No, that's rude, Paisley. But, like, that's a typical North American yard. God damn. That's expensive. It's still, though, I guess this is a civil suit. I guess you need to maintain the mulch. Maintain the mulch. I mean, you're going to tell me there's a lot of these $2.2 million middle of the lake houses for sale in Michigan? I feel like it wouldn't be hard to find.
So we have spent some money doing that, and we're also in the process of engaging someone to do a deep clean of the house as well. So that's the status of the property, and we continue to market it and hopefully find an offer.
Each and everything he just said, they're dirty. We have to deep clean, like my deep cleavage. Thank you so much. I so appreciate you and all your support. 5 months. Amazing. Deep clean. Ouch.
For here, that's acceptable to all the parties in interest.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Polerman, why don't we put this out to sometime in October and give it a little bit more time, then we can check into it and then get an update at that time.
That sounds good.
Thank you so much. Let them leave. Bye, boys.
And last time, you're not gonna have to be here if Mr. Polerman gives us an update. Don't want to drag you in if you don't have to, and if you can't assist on any update either.
You guys,
Yeah, I appreciate that, Your Honor. The only thing I would add, and I think Mr. Polerman probably knows this, is this type of property typically takes a year and a half if you're looking for full price to sell. It is a little harder to sell these. I think that's how long it was listed last time.
It's always harder to sell property in the middle of the lake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very true, Your Honor.
oh, Carol,
People
3
like it. They like
months.
it in the summer, and it's great to get over there, but it's a little harder those few times in the start of the winter and the end of the winter when you
This is
can't get
August,
across
Judge.
either way, maybe.
It's
Carol.
not
Yeah.
very effective.
Rich
Yeah.
people problems.
Okay, well,
Rich
we'll check
people
back on you in October and find out if there's any development at that point.
Basically.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Have a good afternoon.
You as well.
All right, very good. Now we can do that pro con for Whitby. So they have a step
Whitby?
and Attorney McIntyre will take the proofs with the defendants.
Okay.
Get a boat and don't ever live near the middle of the lake.
Good afternoon.
Is that mute, both of you?
Good afternoon. Thank
Oh.
you for your patience.
Can you hear
Ma'am,
us, Mr. Whitby?
you can just stop
Yep.
sucking. Oh my God. He's appearing via hologram from San Francisco. Or what is that? Is that the San Francisco? What bridge is that? The Golden Gate Bridge, right? My dumbass doesn't know. It literally looks like it's Golden Gate. Phew. Seriously, appearing from the Golden Gate Bridge. Also, this is crazy. Why is it like this? Why is it so hard for people to get to Zoom meetings properly? Like, why? He does look like he's a zombie wrapped in gauze. And the couples are coming up, Carol and Sherry. Hi.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we appreciate your patience as well. So this is case number 2024-1201 DM. Brittany Whitby versus Charles Whitby. It's Monday, August 5th, 2024 at 1:32 p.m. Attorney McIntyre for the defendant.
Well, good afternoon to both. And Ms. McIntyre, I see that you are been gracious enough to pick up the ball and preserve the proofs in this matter. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Whitby, we're going to take some testimony from you, so I have you raise your right hand first, and then we'll proceed.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you are about to give shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, go ahead, Ms. McIntyre, when you're ready.
Thank you. Chuck, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
All right. Do you recall signing the complaint for divorce?
Yes, I do.
When you signed it, were all the statements true and accurate?
Yes.
And so you indicated in the complaint that you were a resident of the county of Calhoun for 10 days prior to filing and a resident of the state of Michigan for 6 months prior to filing. Is that still true?
Yes.
And there were 2 minor children born in this marriage?
Yes.
Can you state their name and ages?
Elliot Yvonne Whitby, 12 years old, and Eden Lee Whitby, 9 years old.
Is there any chance to your knowledge whether Brittany is pregnant, currently pregnant?
Not by me.
Okay, so you, to your,
Oh, that is the most savage response, but that's a proper response. If she's not there,
knowledge, you don't believe she's pregnant.
Correct.
Okay. And you have indicated also that there was a breakdown in the marriage relationship to the extent that the objects of matrimony were destroyed, and there remains no reasonable likelihood that the marriage can be preserved. Is that still true?
That is still correct.
Can you explain to the judge briefly why that's true?
She moved out back in November, and she got her own place, and then she got a boyfriend in February, and now they live together about 20 minutes away.
So if the judge doesn't grant the divorce for some reason, is there any chance you'd go back to living with her as husband and wife?
Never.
And you have reviewed the judgment of divorce, correct?
Yes, I have.
Do you believe that the custody and parenting time is in your children's best interest?
I do.
And do you believe that the property settlement is fair and equitable?
Yes.
May it please the court.
Thank you. Just to clarify, Mr. Whitby, because I looked at the register of action, you did not file a counter complaint, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so all of your answers in that when they stated you filed, and you stated that was in reference to plaintiff, correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Court will find that the testimony does establish the statutory basis. There has been a showing there's been a breakdown of the marital relationship. The court will preserve the proofs in this matter pending receipt of the approved judgment by the front of the court. And once we have that, we'll be able to enter it. We still have some period of time, and you're not divorced until I actually sign that, sir.
Okay.
Okay, you're free to go. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you. You too, Your Honor.
that's gotta be the
All right,
worst.
thank you. Let's move on here.
She's so busy with her new man that he didn't even show up. She didn't even show up. I know, I feel bad, but these are divorces, people. We knew what we were getting into. But we might just get into a case where they fight over XYZ. We've heard them fight over the pettiest of shit. Anyways, you're gonna see soon. I think the girl who I'm mimicking her outfit is coming up soon.
Please unmute. What case are you here for, ma'am? I do not have you on my list, on the list.
I'm a YouTuber. You probably wouldn't have me on your list, Jose. Jesus.
Hello?
Oh my God, I'm so rude. Hi.
Here it is.
If they called you in, get off the phone with me and call Rob.
Could you say that again? What case are you here for?
Hi, I'm here for there's Conkle, and then it's
No.
for Attorney Ross Hollick's cases.
Conkle?
Oh, okay, so you're filling in for Mr. Okay.
I'm his assistant, and I'm here to let him know when he's being called in because he's covering another case right now. He had 3 different hearings at the same time.
I'm
Okay.
terrible at
We'll be with
scheduling.
his cases in just a moment, okay?
Okay, yeah, just let me know.
I will, thank you.
Thank you.
Conkle.
Let's go to
Seriously,
that
though.
status. It's what this is. 1888. No.
Oh, I get it. I'm extremely oversensitive. I have something called rejection sensitivity disorder.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to show up.
Please unmute, Mr. Isaac. Okay, give me one
Oh my
moment here. I'm gonna call the case. Beards
galore, MB. Rumple Conkle. Sounds like the Rumpelstiltskin story. I remember that one. I'm an assistant Conkle. We did hear a case the other day, Peter, where they were fighting over the puppies, and the judge said they were going to have to sell the dog. Sell the fucking dog. Get fucked, was what he basically said. Get fucked.
Case. This is 2024-1888 CB, Miller's Wholesale versus the Plumbing Company and 5 other defendants. It is Monday, August 5th, 2024 at 1:38 p.m. I do not have the counsel for the plaintiff. Mr. Noble is for defendant number 5, and Mr. Isaac is defendant number 2 pro per.
Okay. Well, good afternoon, gentlemen, and maybe you can enlighten me. It is a status conference. What's happening in the case and what's occurring and maybe why Mr. Hatch isn't present.
Well, Your Honor, we were retained by Mr. Baez last week. Over the weekend, our answer is due Wednesday. We have spoken with the plaintiff's attorney, and they had agreed via email to an extension. I'm not sure if we're going to need an extension. However, there hasn't really been many preliminary discussions because no answer has been filed, and this was the.
You guys, he cannot stop himself. Do you see this? He's how many times? If you're wanting to play a drinking game tonight, you can get real sloshed real fast if you drink every time he runs his hand through his hair.
First status conference, so not sure how much of an update I can give you, Your Honor.
Okay.
Tell
Mr.
me
Noble, can you enlighten the court?
Oh, that was me speaking, Your Honor, Mr. Noble.
Oh, you're Noble, not Isaac. Okay. Well, we had 6 defendants, so I thought that there was maybe more attorneys in here.
No.
Not to my knowledge, Your Honor. I can only speak for our client.
Okay. Well, why don't we do this? I hate to do this, but we'll reset it about 30 days and see if we can't get everybody in at that point and get some insight as to what's happening. And I will tell you at that point, Mr. Noble, that we're looking at having at that time, if hopefully you'll have talked to Mr. Hatch before that, we can find out if you have mediation set up, who the mediator is, et cetera.
Okay, Your Honor. Per the notice, I do think that did say dismissal could happen if the plaintiff fails to appear. I think I would move for dismissal at this time, knowing that it's unlikely, but wanted to put that on the record.
Yeah, thank you. I'm not going to dismiss it at this time. Only thing I think is he didn't do it is because obviously there's been no answers filed, et cetera. So we'll wait and see what happens in 30 days.
Sounds good, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
All right. Let's move on here.
Isaac, you didn't even have to say anything. He literally just touched his hair. Are we moving on to a divorce now? You guys told me these were divorces. Oh wait, that's what I told you.
And Brooks.
Gross?
So
That's not nice, dude. You can't call people gross. I get in trouble for that all the time. Calling some lady fat last night, and she was fat. Oh my goodness.
1 second.
Did he match his tie to his hair?
Mr. Brooks, can you unmute, please? There, can you hear us now, sir?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry about that.
Okay, thank you very much for your patience. So this is case number 2024-18 DM, Sean Brooks versus Michelle Brooks. It is Monday, August 5th, 2024 at 1:41 p.m. Attorney Westcott for the plaintiff.
Good afternoon to both of you.
Afternoon, Your Honor.
Mr. Brooks, we're going to take some testimony from you. So if you would raise your right hand, we'll have you sworn in, then we'll proceed.
All right.
Sir, do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you are about to give shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Todd.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Brooks, do you remember signing a complaint for divorce?
I do.
At the time you signed that complaint, were all those allegations true, and do all those allegations remain true today?
Yes.
Did you live in this county for at least 10 days in the state of Michigan for at least 180 days prior to filing the complaint?
Yes.
Have you had an opportunity to review the proposed judgment and believe it is equitable?
Yes, sir.
To the best of your knowledge, is your wife currently pregnant?
No.
Have you had an opportunity to review the custody, parenting time, and child support provisions and believe they're in your children's best interest?
Yes.
Do you believe that there's been a breakdown of the marriage relationship to the extent that the object's matrimony had been destroyed and there remains no reasonable likelihood that the marriage can be preserved?
That is correct.
Would you briefly describe for the court why that is?
We drifted apart after many years.
Oh, that's
Nothing further, Your
sad.
Honor.
Court will find that the testimony does establish a statutory basis. There has been a showing there's been a breakdown of the marital relationship. The court will preserve the proofs pending receipt of the approved judgment in this matter. So, sir, you're not divorced until I actually sign that. Still might take a week or two when I don't know where the process is with the judgment and all of that. So just keep in contact with your attorney and then we'll be able to get this resolved.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. You're free to go. Have a good day.
All right. You too.
All right, thank you.
And tell his wife who's in the cage back there that she's free to go too. That's a joke. So sad. Actually, it is sad. That is sad. That is
We're
sad.
gonna go to Edwards.
But I actually have respect for them for parting, attempting
We're
to be
taking quotes from
happy.
this one too.
Edwards. I don't see
Oh,
it.
Jesus.
It's on the
Christ.
second page.
Oh, okay.
That's a lot of K's.
Yes, 9 total.
Katrina Capture?
Is your client with?
Oh, terribly
Thank
sad
you.
looking.
1 second here. Mr. Edwards is connecting.
Oh my God. It is so much more difficult to frown than it is to smile. Krista. I don't like women named Krista. No offense to anybody named Krista. Except for the one who knows who she is. I smiled in my divorce, but it was over the phone, so nobody could see it but me. But I felt better about it. I actually did get divorced over the phone. Like with the judge. The judge, me, my ex-husband, and his lawyer. I was an idiot. I did exactly what we tell people not to do. I went by myself. But,
Well, Mr. Edwards is supposedly joining, but I don't see it happening at this point.
Yeah, something is happening to his. He's not connected to audio yet.
oh yeah, I won the hearing. Did not go well for him and his lawyer. Oh, is it weird I want to eat fish? I haven't wanted to eat fish, I think, ever in my life. But now that you said trout, I want to eat fish. You can see his arm sometimes.
Well, I guess as we're waiting, this matter, Ms. Capture, enlighten me what's happening and
Yes, Your Honor, the parties came together on July 24th in mediation in front of John Brundage and placed a recorded settlement agreement on the record, well, on the recording, pursuant to court rule.
okay.
And so we were looking to put proofs on the record.
Yeah. Why don't we do this is I'll have your client sworn in, we'll take proofs, and hopefully Mr. Edwards will join at some point. We can enlighten him what's happening. So Miss Edwards, I'll have you raise your right hand. We'll have you sworn in, then we'll proceed.
Hi, Mayor.
Do you
Oh,
solemnly
raise your
swear
right
or
hand,
affirm the
please.
testimony you're about to give shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead, Miss Capture.
Thank you, Your Honor. Krista, can you please state your full name for the record and spell your last name?
Krista Ann Trout Edwards, TROUT-EDWARDS.
And do you recall filing for divorce in March of 2024?
Yes.
And on the date of filing, which was March 22nd, 2024, had you been a resident of Calhoun County for 10 days and a resident of the state of Michigan for at least 180 consecutive days?
Yes.
And in the complaint for divorce, you allege that there has been a breakdown of your marriage to the extent that the objects of matrimony cannot be repaired. Is that correct?
Yes.
And those were true at the time of filing?
Yes.
And they are still true today?
Yes.
And at any time, do you believe that you could move back in with Mr. Edwards and live again as a married couple?
No,
Do you believe that there is any possibility of reconciliation?
no,
On July 24th, you met with your attorney, Mike Toth, and John Brundage in mediation. Is that correct?
Who the fuck are you? Is this an attorney? This isn't this. She's not the assistant, right? Remember we saw that one time where the assistant was very obviously acting as an attorney in court, like talking to the judge about legal shit. Why is she talking about her attorney? Is this just another associate, or is this a real fucking attorney? Remember that happened? She was arguing for a continuance in the court, and oh, it was crazy. But I thought was it? He didn't have her written down. I mean, why would you write down the assistant's name?
yes,
And during that mediation, you and Mr. Edwards came to a settlement agreement. Is that correct?
yes,
And have you had an opportunity to hear or see the terms of the settlement agreement? And do you believe that those terms are fair and equitable?
yes,
And do you understand that in that settlement agreement, you have waived your right to spousal support?
yes,
I will tell you the truth. Sorry, Katie9, I just saw this question. So funny enough, I was born, my first name is Paisley, and then I had no middle name, but I was born and given a hyphenated last name. So both my parents kept their last names and I had their last names hyphenated. So I grew up with a hyphenated last name, and I was excited as could be to change my last name to my husband's last name when we finally got married. But we were engaged for so long before we got married, and then we got divorced very quickly after we got married. In reality, I didn't really have the last name that long, but I've kept it. I've got both basically at this point. I have both, but I definitely did change it. I was done with hyphenation. I didn't like having a hyphenated last name my whole life. So I gave my daughter her dad's last name, and I took the same last name. So, and yes, I too was born. Really? Is that true? Wow. My mother is eternally like, she's like, yeah, your name was a win. And it's hard to deny. I mean, it is a good name. But no, I never double hyphenated. I dropped my last name, took his last name, and then, yeah, that's that. Oh, and that also made it so that my daughter, my ex-husband, and me all had the same initials. It was so Pinteresty. Ugh. So now I have both.
And in that settlement agreement, you had agreed on a parenting time schedule for your minor child, along with child support to be calculated by the Michigan Uniform Child Support calculation. Is that correct?
yes,
And do you believe that's in the best interest of your child?
yes,
Do you have, are you currently pregnant?
no,
And do you wish to have the right to return to your maiden name?
no,
Do you have any further questions for me or for the judge?
no,
Your Honor, I have no further questions.
Thank you. Court will find that the testimony does establish the statutory basis. There has been a showing there's been a breakdown of the marital relationship. The court will preserve the proofs pending receipt of the approved judgment, the uniform child support order, and the running of the time frame. Mr. Edwards has joined us now, and just so you know, we're simply taking the proof, Mr. Edwards, and we'll wait until we get all the paperwork in and the timeframes run, then we'll be able to conclude the case at that time. Okay?
Yes, that sounds fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, you're free to
Your
go.
Honor-
Have a good day.
Your Honor, I just have one quick question,
Okay?
if that's all right. Mr. Edwards, I was wondering if we could have your current address. We believe you've moved, and so we want to be able to serve the documents to you.
Oh, yeah, sure. It's 200
No, it's not gonna happen. They try and dox themselves all the time, and I don't allow it.
Lion Lake Road.
Wow, how did that take so possibly long? That I have to still mute you, Ivan. Also, Wixom, welcome. This is a court channel unlike others. We're a little weird around here. It's definitely not PG-13, but have a fun time. Ask us any questions. We have fun.
Their mediation was.
Yeah, this is sort of where you get that like vibe of, oh, I've doom scrolled enough today. Fake British. Hello, I'm in England. Ah, here we go. My necklace, buddy. I didn't wear this just for me tonight, or just for you guys.
One moment.
Yona.
Mr. Hold on. Wait, his audio is not connected yet. Hold on.
Billy, that's awesome. Oh, we'll have to go find that. That's great. It probably is rated R. I would say it's rated R.
Okay, it should be working. Please unmute everybody now.
You're so sweet.
Miss Kim.
I love
Okay,
you.
there we go. Thank you very much for your patience. So this is case number 2024-988DM. Nicholas
Yeah.
King versus Elizabeth King. It is Monday, August 5th, 2024 at 1:52 p.m. Attorney Redmond for the defendant.
Does hers look better?
Okay.
Hold on. Just before we get going, should I have done darker makeup? Like, or is hers thicker? Mine's a Five Below. Mine's from Five Below. I got it when I was in America. If any of you are new here, I'm Canadian. Oh my God. Also, I love it when you guys talk about all the channels you watch, because I watch a lot of them too. Like, I've spent many an afternoon watching cows' hoofs getting trimmed for some reason. I watch this sheep lady, many sheep ladies actually, many different things. Anyways, yeah. I have a real collar. We've talked about that. That's definitely on the adults only version. Where is that collar? Oh, there's another question.
I've been informed that you did have a resolution of the case, and you simply wanted to take proofs today. Is that correct, Ms. Redmond?
Yes, Your Honor. We have a consent judgment that was signed by the parties. I just have to sign it and submit it, but that is all done, so we just need proofs.
Okay. Were you going to take those of the plaintiff?
I can, yes.
Okay.
And yeah, I can take
Okay.
those.
Mr. King, we're going to take some testimony from you, so we'll have you raise your right hand, be sworn in, and then we'll proceed.
Sir, do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Ms. Redmond.
All right.
Actually, Ms. Redmond, before you do, we'd just like to break this down. Backwards hat, teddy bear shirt, chain outside of shirt. All of a sudden, she looks like the stable one. What is going on? Billy, I have many different collars. Do I have a studded spiked one? I think I do. I have a lot of leather ones. Oh dear. Again, not appropriate even for Saturday night.
Thank you. All right, Mr. King, can you please state your name for the record?
Nicholas King.
And did you file a complaint for divorce on April 2nd?
Yeah.
And at the time that you filed the complaint for divorce, were all the allegations true, and do they remain true today?
I'm sorry. This is now a snack review. Are those flaming hot Cheetos? Are those flaming hot Cheetos in the hands of a child? There's so much wrong. No, I was cool. Whoever said anything about a boyfriend? Sounds like I'm the cool one, Mikey. Seriously, what on earth is going on here?
Yes. And at the time that you filed this complaint, were you a
Hold
resident?
on one second. Mr. King, would you have whoever is putting that in the camera move it?
Yeah, sorry, it's my daughter.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Can you stop?
Gaming chair,
Sorry, go.
Okay, go ahead.
TV wall mount.
Great, thank you. So at the time that you filed the complaint, were you a resident of Michigan for at least 180 days?
God.
Can you repeat that?
I'm sorry, do you need me to repeat?
That what you just said?
At the time that you filed the complaint for divorce, were you a resident of Michigan for at least 180 days?
Yeah. Yeah.
And were you a resident of Calhoun County for at least 10 days?
Yeah.
And has there been a breakdown in the marriage relationship to the extent the objects of matrimony have been destroyed and there remains no reasonable likelihood that the marriage can be preserved?
No.
And if a divorce was not granted, would you two return to live as a married couple?
No.
That might be worse than the never that we heard earlier. Oh my God.
And do you and defendant share any minor children?
Yes.
How many?
Three.
And to your knowledge, is defendant currently pregnant?
This who?
To your knowledge, is defendant Miss Elizabeth King, is she currently pregnant?
No. I don't know.
And have you signed a consent judgment of divorce?
I think I just signed something.
Oh Lord Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That document that you reviewed, did you have an opportunity to review that document that you signed?
Yeah.
And did you review it before you signed it?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm going to ask a few questions about the contents of that document, okay?
Yeah.
So do you understand that there's no provision for spousal support in that document?
Yeah.
And that both parties are awarded joint legal and physical custody of the minor children?
Yeah.
And do you believe that the division of parenting time in the consent judgment is equitable and in the best interests of the minor children?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you believe that the division of personal property as described in the consent judgment is equitable to both parties?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
I have no further questions for plaintiff, Your Honor. I would request that I ask a few questions of defendant just to get her proofs on the record as well.
What proofs are you going to need from her?
I was hoping to just briefly go over what was in the consent judgment, just on the record to have her agreement to it as well.
Okay.
Inappropriate.
Go ahead, you can inquire of her.
Okay, I will be very brief. Thank you, Your Honor. All right, Ms. King, did you have an opportunity?
I think it was a macro dose day today, not a micro dose day, if you know what I mean. But possibly he's just happy to be free of his wife, ex-wife, almost ex-wife. But in reality, it's not funny. You guys know that I don't really like it when people bring children to court at all. It's a bit of a buzzkill, in fact, Nicholas. So if you could not be a dick, that'd be fucking awesome. Yeah.
To review the consent judgment of divorce as well before signing it.
Yes.
And did you understand that there's no provision for spousal support?
Yes.
And that both parties are awarded joint legal and physical custody?
Yes.
And you believe the provisions within the consent judgment of divorce are equitable and in the best interest of the minor children?
Yes.
And are you asking for your surname of Green to be restored?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. No further
I'm an
questions.
Thank you.
opportunist.
Court will find that the testimony does establish the statutory basis. There has been a showing there's been a breakdown of the marital relationship. The court will preserve the proofs pending receipt of the approved judgment in this matter and the running of the 180-day period. So you're not divorced until I actually sign that, which we're still probably a couple months out before we do that. And best of luck to both of you. I hope everything works out. You're free to go. Have a good day.
Thank you.
All right, let's move on here.
You know, it doesn't matter to most people if you are
Alright,
poor
let's
and you get
Do
divorced
another pro-con here
and you
with
agree already about what
Mendelson, and
kids,
that's Pyle.
you'll share. There's not much to a divorce. It's when you have money that divorces get a little messy, or when you think you have money, or when you have hatred. But yeah, he's definitely clipping that.
One moment, please.
She has the Pinterest prints in the background, the footprint and the handprint from her kids.
Hold on, her audio did not connect.
Ugh, problem. Audio does not connect. Zoom hasn't figured that out yet. It's
Try
been
again.
4
Okay.
years.
Can you hear us now, ma'am? You're still
Yeah,
muted.
you're muted, Samantha. They settled, Wahoo.
Try it again. You're still muted.
Try it again. He's so sassy.
Okay, how about now?
There we go.
Okay,
All right, thank
sorry.
you very much for your patience. So this is case number 2024-1094 DM. Samantha Pyle versus Derek Pyle.
Pyle?
It is
Pyle? What a terrible last name. That is so dangerous. If you have children, you need to be extremely careful what you name them if your last name is Pyle. Okay? I'm concerned already. I'm concerned. Yay, you got a membership. Thank Mark. Mark is our membership man. And we love him for it. Thank you, Mark, as always. But welcome, I'm me. That's a good kid song, by the way. Right? There's so many things that you could name this child that it would be bad. It would be bad.
Monday, August 5th, 2024 at 1:58 p.m. Attorney Henderson for the plaintiff.
Ms. Pyle, we're going to take some testimony from you, so we'll have you raise your right hand first, be sworn in, then we'll proceed.
Okay.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you are about to give shall be the whole
Look
truth
at
and
his
nothing
hand.
but the truth?
Correct. Yes.
Go ahead, Ms. Henderson.
Thank you. Ms. Pyle, could you please state your full name and spell your last name for the record?
Samantha Leanne Pyle, Pyle.
Did you consult with me regarding filing for a divorce in early 2024?
Correct.
And did I in fact prepare a complaint for divorce and other supporting documents on your behalf?
Correct.
Did you sign those documents and review them prior to signing?
Correct.
Are all allegations contained in the complaint for divorce true and accurate?
Yes.
And were they true and accurate at the time that you signed the complaint?
Yes.
In the complaint for divorce, you have alleged that there has been a breakdown of the marital relationship to the extent that the objects of matrimony have been destroyed and there remains no reasonable likelihood that your marriage could be preserved. Could you please briefly state to the court what led to the breakdown of your marriage?
Please. Oh, what's she gonna say? What's she gonna say? We have paused it at the perfect moment. Get your guesses in. Will she cock block us and not tell us? Will she spill the tea? Is there no tea to spill? Did they just grow apart? I mean, it could happen. I'm going to guess that he has an addiction. Oh, but look at this. Coming in hot, everybody coming in hot with their guesses. Trouble in the bedroom. He knocked someone up. Oh, my husband did that. Well, technically, we were separated at the time, but we were still married. So, yeah. Nothing specific. You think it's cheating, cheating. All those guys are cheating. Oh, I don't think so. But let's go. No more bets? No more bets. No more bets. Go.
We just don't get along. It's not working.
And you have been separated for quite some time with Mr. Pyle, is that correct?
Correct.
Is it true that both of you have already signed a settlement
winner.
agreement and I have prepared a judgment of divorce based on that settlement agreement?
Yes.
And have you reached a fair settlement regarding property and all child-related issues, in your opinion?
Yes.
Do you believe those provisions to be in the best interest of your minor children?
Yes.
Are you currently pregnant?
No.
May it please the court, Your Honor?
Court is satisfied that the testimony does establish the statutory basis. There has been a showing there's been a breakdown of the marital relationship. The court will preserve the proofs pending receipt of the approved judgment in this matter and the running of the time frame. Ma'am, you're not divorced until I actually sign all of that. We're still probably a couple
What kind of
months
sandwich? I'm
out
hungry.
in this particular matter. So it'll still be a little bit of time, but wish you all the best. Hope everything works out for you. You're free to go today and have a good day.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Samantha.
Bye,
I need to see what
Samantha.
this is here, Judge.
Bye.
Hello, what's your name, please?
Paisley, I've told you that.
Mendelson.
Tanisha Mendelson. Okay, well, perfect timing, yes. Give me just 1 second. We're gonna go to your case now.
Okay.
Actually, no, what, there's one more and then we'll get to you and Mr. Jackson, okay? Give me just one.
Thank you so much.
All right, we'll be with you shortly, thank you. Let's go to Rains and Murphy.
To who? Who would do that? Elizabeth, I think. I don't know,
Okay,
actually.
please unmute, ma'am. Are you Stephanie Rains?
I am. I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out how to turn the video. Oh, there it goes. Okay.
Okay, well, thank you very much
That
for your
chest
patience.
tattoo,
So,
Stephanie. What is going on here? I know it's tough when you're. Anyways, let's keep going.
this is case number 2023-3311 DM. Stephanie Rains versus Gerald Murphy. It is Monday, August 5th, 2024 at
All
2:02
good
PM.
girls.
Attorney Basson for the plaintiff. I do not have the defendant here.
Good afternoon to both of you. Ms.
Jody.
Basson, tell
It's
me
never been
what's
a problem for me, Mark. I've turned away big dick. I have never turned away a smaller dick or whatever you want to call it. And yeah, Stephanie is in motion constantly. Jesus Christ. Oh, you guys are funny.
happening?
Nothing's happening, Judge. We've tried to schedule a mediation and defendant has failed to contact the mediator back or pay for mediation. This is now the second settlement conference that we've had where a defendant has failed to appear. So I'm again asking that this court default the defendant so that we can enter a default judgment of divorce.
Well, it is a settlement conference. He has not appeared. I think it states on the notice that he has to appear. As a result, the court will grant your request. You can proceed with your default and entry of a default judgment.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay.
That sounds
Why
fucking
don't we
wicked.
take some proofs? You want to take proofs
Fun.
today?
We don't have a default judgment of divorce to offer at this time, Your
That's
Honor. If
fine.
you wanted to take proofs,
We'll take the proofs and then you can get the judgment together.
sure.
Okay, Ms. Raines, we're gonna have you raise your right hand, give some testimony, and so raise your right hand, we'll have you sworn in.
Make sure you unmute first, please. There we go.
Unmute.
Do you solemnly swear
Sorry.
that the testimony you are about to give shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, go ahead, Ms. Basin.
Could you please
Most
state your full name for the
basic
record?
Stephanie spelling too. You know, people have gotten like creative with their spellings of really common names these days. As somebody named Paisley, I never once had to deal with somebody else named Paisley in school. But I know 17 Stephanies, and I know 32 Jessicas, and I know 10 Liz's or Elizabeths. So, and this is the most basic spelling of Stephanie of all.
Stephanie Michelle Raines.
Michelle!
And do you remember signing
Oh,
your
it's
complaint
Michelle!
for divorce all those months ago?
I do.
And at the time you signed the complaint for divorce, were all the allegations contained within true?
Yes.
And do they remain true today?
Yes.
When you filed for divorce, were you a resident of Michigan for at least 180 days?
Yes.
When you filed for divorce, were you a resident of Calhoun County for at least 10 days?
Yes.
Has there been a breakdown in the marriage relationship to the extent that the objects of matrimony have been destroyed and that remains no reasonable likelihood that the marriage can be preserved?
Yes.
If this divorce was not granted, would you return to living as a married couple?
No.
Do you have any minor children with the defendant?
Yes.
And does he still have parenting rights to that child?
No.
To the best of your knowledge, are you currently pregnant?
No.
You are not currently pregnant, correct?
I am not pregnant. No.
And when you submit a default judgment of divorce, do you swear that the default judgment of divorce that you submit will have a property division that is equitable to both parties?
Yes.
Your Honor, no further proof at this time.
Court will find that the testimony does establish the statutory basis. There has been a showing there's been a breakdown of the marital relationship. The court will preserve the proofs pending receipt of the entry of the default judgment and default in this matter. Ma'am, you're not divorced till I sign those papers, but today you're free to go. Have a good day.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Okay.
Her eyebrows look like my
I have your
eyebrows.
other case now.
Perfect.
Yes. Hold on. So that's
Vince, terrible.
Mendelson and Jackson.
I'm
Yeah,
a
Tanisha
very- I'm a
Mendelson, she should be via mobile.
Telephone,
calling in.
yes.
Yeah.
And okay. There was an assistant from Attorney Hollick's office earlier, but she's not on Zoom anymore. I do have the defendant, and I understand that this Mendelson Jackson has settled.
We all
That's
joke
correct.
about
Yep, we were just gonna take proofs today.
Okay,
I'm a terrible-
Mr. Jackson, if you could please unmute.
Oh,
Can you
sir.
hear us, sir? You're still muted.
I'm muted. I was muted the whole time. Great. That was only my fault. I was bitching about his little thing being off kilter. Could you tell? That's what I was saying. I said, if you're going to pierce the front of your face like that, then you better make sure that you fucking make sure it's steady or level. In fact, you should include a level on it so that you can see if it's level. I'm grossed out by it. No, it was my fault. I didn't realize I was muted. But that was the gist of what I was saying. Also, thank you for telling me that my eyebrows look much nicer, Rose. I really appreciate that. Me and my eyebrows have had a really rocky relationship for a really long time. Does he stay muted a lot? Or is it because there's hot girls like me?
Yes, sir. I just received word that my lawyer is in another hearing and that Mr. Moore should be joining us.
I don't see that person in Zoom.
Sir, what we're gonna do is take some testimony from the plaintiff. It's called preserving various proofs. We're not gonna do anything else today other than that. So if the attorney comes along, we'll bring him in, but I'm not gonna hold it up longer.
Fucking crooked.
waiting
Sir,
for
your
somebody
tie
that
isn't
might
the
show
problem.
up. Okay,
Yes, sir.
Ms. Mendelson, we're gonna take some testimony from you, so I'll have you raise your right hand and be sworn in.
Okay,
Ma'am, do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you are about to give shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Ms. Passon, go ahead.
Would you please state your full name for the record?
Kenesha Lily Mendelson?
And do you remember signing your complaint for divorce?
Yes,
And at the time you signed your complaint for divorce, were all of the allegations contained within it true?
yes,
Do they remain true today?
yep,
At the time you filed this action, were you a resident of Michigan for at least 180 days?
yes,
And were you a resident of Calhoun County for at least 10 days?
yes,
Has there been a breakdown in the marriage relationship to the extent that the objects of matrimony have been destroyed and there remains no reasonable likelihood that the marriage can be preserved?
yes,
If this divorce was not granted, would you return to living as a married couple?
no,
Do you have any minor children with the defendant?
I have 2.
And in the consent judgment of divorce that you plan to submit to the court, do you believe that the provisions in it are in the best interests of your children?
I do.
To the best of your knowledge, are you currently pregnant?
No, I'm not.
Do you believe that the division of property as described in the judgment of divorce is equitable?
Yes,
No further questions, Your Honor.
Court is satisfied that the testimony does establish the statutory basis. There has been a showing there's been a breakdown of the marital relationship. The court will preserve the proofs pending receipt of the approved judgment. You're not divorced until I actually get that and sign it. It still may take a couple of weeks or so to get that in. But at this point, I'll tell you, good luck to both of you. I hope everything works out. You're free to go. Have a good day.
Thank you, Judge.
thank you.
All right.
The objects of matrimony are those vows you take. Is that a child? They're the vows you take.
This is the last one with attorneys now.
Oh, thank God. Last one. Looks like Mikey's working while lurking. I just saw a thing come up on my. Oh my God, sir! It's DJ
Okay, please
Conkle.
unmute everybody.
Who did he sleep with?
All right. Thank you very much for your patience. So this
His name is DJ Conkle. I didn't even make that up. You can't write it. You can't write it. You can't write it. Is he in an unfinished basement? Is that insulation I see above his head in open floor joists? Holy fucking shit. He looks like he shined his head up today. And then went down to the basement for this call. Oh my God, he's in his artist loft. No, he's in his despair pit. It's a pit of despair, also known as Mom's basement.
This is case number 2024-1020 DM. Daily Sherman
No,
versus
sex
David
dungeons
Conkle.
are places of glory, and I know my fair share of sex dungeons. That ain't a sex dungeon. He wants it to be, but the one dildo and set of handcuffs that he has ain't cutting it. Again, Mom's basement, exposed floor. No, 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 no.
It is Monday, August 5th, 2024 at 2:09 p.m. Attorney Goodman for the plaintiff. I do not have Attorney Hollick for the defendant.
Ms. Uthman, it's my understanding the case has settled at mediation, correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Sherman, we're gonna have some testimony from you, so I'll raise your right hand and we'll have you sworn in and we'll proceed.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you are about to give shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, Ms. Human.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Sherman, when you filed the complaint for divorce, had you been a resident of the state of Michigan for at least 180 days prior to filing?
Yes.
And had you been a resident of Calhoun County for at least 10 days prior to filing? And when you signed the complaint, were the allegations pertaining to the divorce true? And are they still true today?
Yes.
In the complaint, we stated that there had been a breakdown of the marriage relationship so that the objects of matrimony had been destroyed and there remained no reasonable likelihood that the marriage could be preserved. Was that true when the complaint was filed? And is that still true today?
Pam, you're gonna have to speak up. I can't hear any answers you're making.
Just sorry.
Yes.
Yes, he has a full
Okay,
body
so were there
condom.
children born or adopted to you and DJ during the marriage?
Yes.
Can you please state their names and ages for the record?
Daniel Wayne Conkle, and his birth is 12/22/2021. Elias is.
What's he shaking his head for? Did she get the birthday wrong? This is weird now. This is very weird. I mean, oh my God. Did he get it wrong? And we don't kink shame. We're not kink shaming. Are we? We are probably. Fine. As long as everybody's consenting, I guess. Just know that you can do better. You can get a better sex dungeon guy. I promise. Even if you have to go to Craigslist. You wouldn't believe what you can find on Craigslist.
12/22/2021, sorry. And then Elias is 8/22/2022.
Okay.
Sorry, I got too
Got a
many.
lot of 22s in there and stuff.
And to your knowledge, are you currently pregnant?
No.
And have you read the judgment of divorce that we agreed upon?
Yes.
And do you believe that the property settlement is fair and equitable?
Yes.
And do you believe the provisions pertaining to the custody of the children are in their best interest?
Yes.
And did you sign that judgment of divorce?
Yes.
And did DJ sign that judgment of divorce?
Yes.
Are you willing to abide by its terms?
Yes.
Are you satisfied with my services as your attorney?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have no further questions at this time. I would request that the court preserve these proofs and enter the judgment of divorce upon approval by front of the court and submission to the court.
Okay, thank you. Court will find that the testimony does establish the statutory basis. There has been a showing there's been a breakdown of the marital relationship. The court will preserve the proofs in this matter pending receipt of the approved judgment as well as the running of the time frame. You're probably looking at a couple months yet, but at that time you'll be divorced, and best of luck to both of you. I hope everything works out. You're free to go today. Have a good day.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Let's continue here. We get.
Yeah, you want washable surfaces. I mean, honestly, we do have.
Let's just hear briefly.
Probably
This is the
TMI,
attorney
but-
that's covering for Holly. We can just tell him that we've preserved the proofs and so.
Maybe I should do a special. Oh goodness, Kurt.
Sir, we went ahead and preserved the
You're
proofs
late.
in that case because obviously you weren't here. Well, we didn't get any input, so that's what we've done, and the case is over.
Got it.
Okay, thank you. Have a good afternoon.
You as well. Was that the David Conkle and Mr. Conkle's case?
Yes, that one we took the proofs to.
Okay, good. And Wesley Jackson, I understand, was settled?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
All right, very good. So. So for these.
Well,
last two
when I've
cases,
said
then
this
we
before,
went
people have freaked out. But I have a sheet set that has inflatable sides on it,
Please
so
unmute,
that it's
sir.
kind of plastic. Just take that as you may.
Mr. Daniel?
Hello?
Can
Yes.
you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much for your patience. There's just a lot going on today. So this is case number 2024-645 DM. Kelsey Daniel versus Edward Daniel. It's Monday, August 5th, 2024 at 2:14 PM. Plaintiff is not here.
Okay. Sir, just to clarify, it's my understanding that you have a mediation set up in approximately 10 days. Is that correct?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Okay, well, we've got a note that mediation has been set up for 8/15/24 with Michelle.
Fuck. Why am I so bad at unmuting today? I said thank you. I played the thank you thing. I said, no, Sherry, it's not. It again, thank you. He's in the attic because the bad is taken. He's single, ladies, but you meant bed, not bad. Also, Sherry, definitely not like a slip and slide. Think more adult. Also, I realize why now the tripod is in front of the mute button, which is red when it's muted. So that's why I can't see it.
Woznicki.
Okay. I'm going to find it out.
The name is spelled Woznicki. You can give Miss Woznicki a call. You can look her up and get it through the state bar, or otherwise, if you just Google it, it'll put you, you can get it to her, and you can contact her and check with her as to what's happening.
Can't control myself.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. We'll let you go
Thank you.
today. You have a good day.
Okay. You too. Bye-bye.
30 days.
30 days, okay.
We're gonna reset this in about 30 days and have you back in and we can see what's happening.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
All right,
thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Gecko, are you from the East Coast? That is such an East Coast joke.
Mr. Nick, oh wait, he's coming.
I'm gonna
Can
say
you hear me?
any room.
Can you
Hold
hear us,
on.
Mr. Nichols?
Is that a firefighter? Woo, woo, woo. Firefighter getting divorced. Also, any room can be a sex dungeon if you're really creative. So never count yourself out. Reminder. Okay, don't mute yourself again, Paige, and then you won't be muted, huh? Solve the problem.
What's that?
Can you hear us? Okay, that's
Yes. Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, well, thank you very much for your patience. Okay, so this is case number 2024-939 DC. Isabella Tidwell versus John Nichols. It's Monday, August 5th, 2024 at 2:16 p.m. The plaintiff is not here.
Okay, Mr. Nichols, good afternoon.
You probably won't forget that, will you, Sherry?
What is happening on your case, if you know?
We currently have parenting time.
I broke a sink. I broke a kitchen sink by myself. Just figure that out. By myself, kitchen sink, broken, adult, related.
Week on, week off. And then the midweek and on Wednesdays.
Okay. Do you have resolution as it relates to that? I mean, you have an agreement, or what's happened? Are you still contesting anything?
No, since the parenting time was established, communication's been good and we've gotten along.
Okay. Do you know why Ms. Tidwell is not present?
I do not.
Okay. Because she's the plaintiff, she's gonna have to prepare all the paperwork.
I wish I had gotten the track. I know you all are.
What I will do in this matter, we're gonna send out to her a notice of intent to dismiss. Not that we want to dismiss the case, but she's not present. We can't communicate with her if she's not showing up. And we need to do that to be able to tell her how she has to proceed to complete the case. So you'll be getting a notice of what it says is if, again, the matter isn't resolved in 28 days, the court will dismiss the case. Not because we want to dismiss it, but hopefully that'll prompt her to contact the court and do something.
So will parenting time still be in place?
It's still in place at this point.
My dream, yeah.
If she does not contact us, I will tell you, the case will get dismissed. And then either she or you will have to refile at that point.
Well, it's concerning.
Okay? Okay, thank you, sir, for appearing, and you're free to go. Have a good day.
You too.
And you too.
Very much. Let's close the record.
That's it. That's all, ladies and gentlemen. That's all he wrote. That's all she wrote. Perhaps for members only, we'll talk a little bit more about the adult-related activities. That is concerning. It does remind me. So I have like a serious part of members only to watch tomorrow. Then I have a joke part of members only to watch tomorrow. And then now I have an adults only part of members only to watch tomorrow. So, or talk about. So that should be fun. I hope you guys had a wonderful evening. If you're new here, welcome. If you have been here before, of course, you know that I love you very much. I'm glad that you're here. We are an educational channel, just like some others that we know. And we do try and learn together. I think Creed has just had a family emergency is all I heard, and that they will be available tomorrow. I don't know anything other than that. So, but we'll just send good vibes to him and his, and hopefully, you know, people have lives. So, and yes, tomorrow is the 60K party. I think that's a go. It's already set up. So make sure that you go over there, set your notifications, because I know that'll be a blast. Those guys know how to party on the internets, baby. Anyways, remember that I love you. I'm proud of you. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.